live. Oh yeah. Hi, this is MPC and this is, let me get focus on. Hi, this is MPC and this is my first adventure here on Twitch. This is my first adventure here on live on YouTube, and today displayed on my desk is a whole array of parts that will soon become a computer, and I thought if I'm gonna build this, might as well just document it. You might as well just have people in crowd who might be interested in following along the journey to see how's it going. So with much further ado, I'm just gonna check quickly that we're live on all accounts. I'm checking my Google account right now. I see that I'm live. But gotta change the name of the title of the live, so give me a second. My first computer, building it live here on YouTube. So everyone can see. Alright, so we change it. Hopefully, yep. Hopefully we're good on both accounts. I just want to make sure. And without much further ado, I just thought I should go over, all the things I should just go for it. So, hey, this is MPC here, and this is my first adventure live here on Twitch and YouTube. And it's just great to have everyone here for the journey. I'm here building my first PC ever. It's also my first small form factor PC because I don't have much space in my desk in my office, but I still want a gaming PC and a PC that I can stream and I can do more of this work, and it can just be sitting here. So I thought I need to invest in it, and here is the layout of all the pieces. And I don't want to block this camera, so I'm just going to take a little step here. And as you will see, and as I will direct, we'll start with the base of it. We have here the AMD Ryzen 7 9700X, the newest that came out this year. I like this particular one because it has, apart from the fact that it's new this year, it's an 8-core, and I found that it's particularly good with power. It has 65 watt drops of power, and with a 65 watt of power, I think it's the ideal for this kind of size. I don't want to be too power hungry, because if it's too power hungry, then I'm just gonna have some issues. And the issues is just it's just gonna get too hot. So I'm looking for something that is efficient, powerful, and it can do most of the work. So I thought this was the right choice. We follow it with some DDR5 RAM, and I thought that this would be particularly helpful. AMD, 32 gigabytes is enough for these days. Maybe someday in the future you might want to upgrade to 64, but I don't need. One SSD, 2 terabyte. This motherboard that I'm about to show has So this motherboard that I want to show, I'll explain a little bit why I chose this. I chose this motherboard, and I'll put it up here. I chose this motherboard because apart from being a mini ITX, which is perfect for all of the needs of the space and the saving, I found that it was particularly, it had 6 USBs, 1 USB-C, it has Ethernet, it has DisplayPort, and then it has like an HDMI, which is more than you ever will need for a computer this, with all the accessories and all the things that you might want to put additional, like mouse, and the webcam, and connected as well to the game capture device card and all these other things. I found that this was particularly like the best choice. So Aeros Ultra. What I did realize after I purchased this, and then once I looked at it, and I'll open it in a minute, and I'll open it with everyone for a second. Was that like I found it that I needed to update the BIOS. So, but I don't think that's much of an issue to me. I just thought that it was particularly interesting that I need to do that in order for it to work with the CPU. So for me to do that, I'll have to open it up, connect it to the power, and do all that without ever connecting the CPU or all these other things, which is interesting that they can do that and you can do that. So it's not really an issue. It's just an additional step that I will show everyone, and everyone will be here if anyone's here. But it's not really about. I thought this would be a good opportunity to document all these things and show that it can be done in your own like closet space, because that's where we're at. We're in my closet, but I turned it into an office. It's half in the closet, half in the office, so I thought it's fun. All right, so look, it's my first time. It's my first PC. It's my first motherboard. Take a good look. It comes in this nice plastic wrap. I'm gonna take it off here. It's pretty heavy, I would say. Comes with a lot of these other accessories. Let me make sure this can lay flat here. So this is the antennas, I would assume, for the Wi-Fi. Don't worry, I already drilled the holes in the wall to make sure the Ethernet cable can go through. These are some additional power accessories, I guess, because the motherboard won't fit the whole thing. And you might need like other powers or other power supplies in order to make sure that they hit the pieces. Definitely need to keep this, and these are probably the screws for the M2 SSDs, and then we have more power supply option parts, which will keep good track of these. Again, this is my first time, so I'm literally learning as I'm going about how to build this whole thing, and this is my first time even opening these things and looking at them, so it's also an unboxing. But that's it for Aeros B65i Ultra gaming motherboard with an AMD 9700. Now let's take this out of the box. I'm just gonna lift it like this. It comes off, and it's this size. It's tiny, but it's dense, and it has a big heatsink on the back. So that's where I'm gonna put my first SSD, because it goes right here, and this goes right here, and then this whole metal backplate as is a heatsink. even though you can actually put the rest of the SSDs here, but I thought I should leave this open so that I can, if I ever want to put additional ones, I can do it easier, and then the first time just do the hard one. That way I don't have to break the whole thing open in order to put more storage later down the line. And it also seems like it's the most well protected in heat management. So let's open it. I guess I should go through all this other stuff before I like start just opening things like this. There's is there something here? Let me see. Oh, they do give you a nice little sticker if you want to wrap yours. Nope, that's just box. That's just box. And more box. Okay. Next in the line, we have the power supply. I got a 450 watt Flex ATX power supply from Enhance. I thought 450 watts it's enough, and I could have gone for bigger, but I also didn't want something that was too power hungry and would just be like just good enough for this size and this kind of motherboard and this GPU and all this other power hungry things. So with the GPU goes this big boy, but it's also like a tiny beast. I was shocked when I got this. I couldn't believe the size. It really was like not something I expected. Like if you look at the size here, it's just so small. Like look at that. That's next to my face. It's so small. It's brand new, so I'm just about to like rip it open and see it, just so I can show you. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, no going back. No going back. Let's see. Okay. Oh yeah. We have here the 4060 gigabyte ATX, a gigabyte GPU. I'm trying to sound like a smart guy, but I'm literally just learning this. This is NPC. This is new PC adventure. So we're learning as we're going with this thing. We're learning as we're going with this thing. That's right. We learn as we go, and then we figure it out, because we're about to pre a new PC. I'm about to drop in pod as soon as I finish this thing. Okay. So, I think the first thing I should do before I keep going with everything is the thing that I'm like I wasn't too comfortable, which is updating the BIOS, just to make sure everything works. So here we go. I'm literally, let me make some space here. Okay, I'll put the GPU, I'll put the power supply here because we need that. I'll put a nice little array here so we can show people what we're building. Wow. This is really beautiful. I never had a piece of equipment like this, and like look at that. It's dense, it's nice, has a nice little Lego. I remember like my friend Neil, when he built his first computer and I saw him build it, he had this brand, so I remember that, and I was like, oh, I could do that. He's a really good with this computer thing, so I thought I should try the same brand. So let's see. Power supply. USB. If I'm correct, this is the power supply that is delivered. ATX, yes. that to me means power. So if we go in here and we look at when we open this, we'll find that it's an enhanced 450 watt power supply. Easy, just a little fan. I'll try to get the fanless version, but it wasn't enough power for this whole thing. So to me, power, you gotta give the computer enough power. So I'm gonna see the cable options they gave us. I'm assuming this might be the main cable, because it's just separate from the rest of them and they seem like accessories. So I'm gonna start with the one that is separate. Just my intuition. Like, this is the one that's separate. My intuition just tells me this is the one. Okay. Nope. That's why we have the manual, everyone, so we can look at it. Installation guide. Yeah. Socket. I'm curious about the power, lady. Okay, step 5, put the power. And step the drives. Okay. It just says connect cables to the internal thing. It doesn't say which or which cables. Let's see the other one. Nope. Even worse. Cool. Figure it out. We're figuring it out. So I'm gonna assume. Damn, this is a bold assumption. The thing is, it doesn't cover all of it. It leaves 2 pins up. So I'm like, which of these is definitely here? I'm just gonna go for it. Let's check these cables out before we do anything stupid. So we have 1, 2, 3, and this splits. This is split too, if needed. Wow, I'm confused. I should look this up. Let me go here. I'll go into OBS. And then I'm gonna be looking at my Safari. Oop. I'm just doing this live editing. Cool. So now that we're here live in Safari, you'll see this is how we fix problems here. We just look up the problem on freaking Google. Well, not Google, honestly. I use this other one, DuckDuckGo, because I don't want them to track all my things I ask. Okay. Solid pin, 8-pin CPU connector. Okay, 8-pin. How do I do 8-pin? 8-pin support. We have the Rev 1. We're gonna need this later. What we need right now. Okay. 8+4 CPU power connector is a typical indicator for a motherboard that builds for OC. Doesn't necessarily mean it's good and motherboard for OC. I don't know, basically again. Okay. Let's see. So we have this. Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe because of this, it goes. Okay. I think I figured it out. Let's go back to boom. All right. So we're back. What I'm trying to say, and what I was trying to figure it out before, is what the hell is this cables? But I realized I put it the wrong way, so I'm gonna take this out if I can't. That's what we're learning here. So I see that on one side is 6 pin and the other side is a lot more pins, and I think that covers all of the pins on this side need. So if I go, yeah, that makes more sense. So the question is, which way? Okay. for the update to finish. I'm gonna be careful about where I put things though. Okay, so for the heatsink cooler, we have the Noctua NLA M15. I went with the all black matte version because I think it just looks slick. There's a copper version that is all copper, and I guess if you're going for the heat, more of the heat security, I guess that would be more heat. But look at that, it's so slick. It's gonna be great. Don't worry, I got paste. I got heat paste. Some of it came with it. I didn't know they were gonna come with it, but I got some extra backup just in case I mess up. So what are we gonna do with the GPU? Well, with the GPU, we gotta get a GPU riser. So with the GPU riser, this is my first time opening this. We got this beautiful Gen 4 riser. I gotta look. I have to look up the name of it. I forgot. By the time I got this. By the time I'm building these, it's probably like a month since I got the parts. So it's been a minute since I started getting all the pieces together for this computer. So I'm really excited to be able to build it live with everyone here. Then the cool thing about, and I'll open up the case in a minute. So I see that the BIOS is like slowly. More solid lights are blinking, and I guess that means it's a good thing. I'm gonna go and look at my I'm gonna So right now, let me go back to the computer screen. Oh. So we see that we found the power cables, the Ultra. We'll see. We'll look up update the BIOS Q Flash AORS Ultra. So this is the video that I saw. So you just put in the USB drive. I put in a gigabyte.bin name. I connected the towing for power pin, or the 8-pin power. Did the BIOS USB port. Pressed the button and the start update, and that's all I did. It will take 4 to 5 minutes, and it will turn solid when the process is complete. So we're still waiting for the solid, but once we do that, we'll be fine. So hopefully we can do that correctly, and then we can continue with the build. Let's go back here. Like I said, we're in my office, and we're just having a good time. We got RAM that we're about to put on there. We're gonna first start with the 2 terabytes of SSD, and then we're gonna go with the sweet deal. But in the meantime, it seems like it's off. So hopefully now it's like the light is off. So hopefully that means that the whole thing is process has been completed. But give me a second. All right, we're back. Let me get some of that. Let me get some of these. Gotta get some snacks before building. So if I look at my notes here, I'm already I'm done with the first step, which is the BIOS. But now we gotta start. I'm gonna do the storage thing because I'm about to start building this way, and I have to flip this over and like take out these screws in order for me to put this SSD in there. And this is a little bit extra, but I still want to do this. This is extra because I could technically use the other side, but this is my first time that I'm doing. Who knows, maybe I want to put more storage for more space or content or games. I don't want to open this, so let me just, I'm laying the screws as I open them. This is definitely like really high quality, and I'm really excited to get to like show this and get to use this later, because I have a lot of projects that I have in mind. They include like streaming, and they include like mods, and they include like games mods. And I realized after owning like a Mac and working on film and doing all the editing and all there in Mac, and it's really convenient and perfect for all that use. It's not really meant for gaming, or not really like welcome in the gaming world that easily. Especially the newer ones with the M chips, like it's just like they just don't develop for them, or they need extra resources for that development. So they can't. Not everyone is able to like get their games there. So it comes out like that. Not bad. Pretty neat. Pretty neat, right? How much do you know about PC? Hey, Moritz. I know nothing. This is NPC Adventure. This is new PC Adventure. I'm literally figuring it out as I'm going. But thanks for asking. And I'm just noticing that when I take this out, you can see it has all this foam. It has all of this back cover. Yeah, no, I'm figuring this out as I go. So I'm building my first PC for the first time, and I'm literally just doing it. I just updated the BIOS because I can't even use the CPU without updating it. So, but I'm installing this SSD. So I'm taking the backplate out because the backplate has more of a heat sink kind of thing, but it doesn't really feel that crazy like heat sinky. I don't know. So I'm figuring. If you want, I can't like. Let me hold the power supply for a second. As you can see, this is the whole back plate. It's nice, but let me see. Let me take this out of the power supply for just a second. It's getting kind of annoying with the power supply connected right now, and I'll figure out the cable management later. This is a lot tougher. Alright, there we go. Okay, now I can get it closer to the camera. So I'm assuming, so right here is where the M2 goes. I'm excited. So where is it? Samsung SSD, the best in the game. there really isn't anything compared to them. You just gotta just being honest. And comes in a nice little case, but we can move it up the speed. There's a whole manual section here, but that's the whole thing. It's pretty tiny. Like if you put it in my hand, it's pretty tiny. And you know, just trying to hold it so you see all the details. See, it already comes with a screw right here, but I wish I had a tighter lens so I can show you. But I'm using my screwdriver with one hand and then holding the car with the other, which is probably not a smart idea. But it came off. Let's not mix them up. And then, like a surgeon. There we go. So I'm gonna be careful here, but you see, it's like all the pins are in. So now that all the pins are in, I have to like put some pressure. I'm doing it with my finger to show it, and then that's when you put the screw in there. I know about computers, but this is my real first time doing it, so I gotta test the theory. This is where we're at. We're testing the theory. We're doing the practice. We're doing a practical field test. And this is my first gaming PC, so I'm really like excited to get more into the gaming aspect of options. I saw a lot of games came out this year, and I was really excited to play some of them in the computer. So there we go, 2 terabytes. Now we take this. Now we peel these off because you don't want to keep this. Cause this is, oh, whoa! Look at that. That's terrible. And see, that's why you don't do it to the camera. You have to do it carefully, like not like I'm doing it. And this is why I'm a noob. But we'll just be extra careful. Good as new, I guess. Could be better, but will it do the trick? Hopefully. I think we're fine. I think we're fine. You know. Yeah, I may have to fix some of this. This is my first time streaming too, so I might have to fix some of the things on the chat. Sorry about that. I wish I could fix that while I'm doing this, but let me I will answer your questions for sure. I don't know why it didn't allow you to just ask a long question. I'll fix it though. But while I'm at it, I'm just putting the screws back in the back plate. And hopefully this will be the last time I have to do this with the back plate. And I'm just following the same order that I put that I laid down the screws before. Just so that I like always match the same screws to the same place. And they were once screwed. This one's not going in. There we go. And then the last screw. the last screw. Okay, so we officially installed the memory. We're back. Now is the fun part. Now I guess it's where it gets the fun part, right? So we got the memory done. Now we get to open the GPU, the CPU. So for this one for this small build, because I want to be power conscious and I don't want it to run too hot, because I think, you know, bigger power hungry CPUs will run pretty hot. I got this one that came out this year, and it's the AMD Ryzen 7 9700X. So it has 8 cores, 16 threads. I'm literally just reading what's here. But more importantly for me, it was 65 watts, but it was 8 core, and that was where I made my choice, because I could have gone for the smaller one that has 6 core, but they're like virtually like you for gaming you want to have a more cores. So thanks Moritz. I appreciate the comments, man. You're giving me more energy to keep going. So there it is. It's pretty close, pretty nice. It's pretty nice. So for my first CPU, I would say this is pretty like above the line and like really on the higher end, but we went all the stops out for this first PC, so I thought it's nice to document that kind of thing, and then have it just for the future for anyone interested to learn more. Okay, so as you see, let me open this. So I'll show it for everyone to see. If the focus is kind. There we go. So they're all flat. There's like no pins. It's kind of amazing. It's all flat. There's no pins. It feels dense, but it has like an amazing just like tone. Okay. Thank you for following, Moritz. I really appreciate that. You're my first follower, technically, so, or one of the first ones. So I'm gonna just go with my instinct here, like I'm literally just gonna try it, and so I lift this up, and when you come here and you look at it. Let me move this out of the way. I'm a mess. When you come here and you really look at it, they're like all the pins are on this side, and it's like some pins are like the bottom half of the pins are going in one direction. Like the bottom, like this half of the pins is going in this direction, and this half of the pins is going in this other direction. Very peculiar. You can only really see it with your naked eyes, but I'm just gonna carefully drop it in, you know, lining all sides. Yeah, like that. I think, let me see. Yeah, that looks pretty neat. So once it's fitted over there, oh. Once it's fitted like that, I'm just gonna like go, it goes down like this. So from what I see, the construction has like a little lip that is coming down, and this metal bar over here that comes down has a little hook. So the fin in the hook, like the hook of the goes like this. So you put the pressure. So let's see what happens. I've really only seen this in videos, but you know, it's fun. So let's document this little moment. Nope, didn't pop all the way, but it came off. There you go. It's out. The GPU's in. Boom. Back in. So part 2 of our steps completed. Let's go back to my notes. So now that we have the CPU, now we can go, I guess, with the RAM. So the RAM clearly goes in this 2 slots. I thought 32 was fine for today. I read somewhere that, you know, now you need 64, but I thought for this kind of like build with this amount of like CPU, GPU, I thought it's pretty, you know, it's not that necessary to go 64. But I still got like pretty neat Vengeance DDR5, 32 gigabytes, which is more than enough for this kind of like size of computer. Like this is gonna run really nice. That's all. Hopefully they're like the good height. I didn't really double check that, but I'm just whiffing that the height won't get in the way. So there you go. You gotta open up these lids. So there's 2 lids here. I guess if I put like web paper there, you can see there's 2 lids. And then with this, it just slides down. But you gotta make sure that you're sliding that the right way. I just noticed that these are not like in the middle. So this slip is not in the middle, it's on one side. So I just realized now, looking at this carefully, that it was in the wrong direction. Because you want to make sure that it's all lined up. There you go. So I feel like, so as I push down, I'm noticing as I push down, the lip on the cart is starting to go up, which I would say is a good sign of a well installed. Oh, what's going on? What is going on with that GPU? Is it supposed to be like this? I don't know. Maybe. I just feel like there's a gap here. Like, it's just a gap. I had to press it. That's why I got scared. So we'll see. Hopefully it's nothing serious. If it works, it works. That's all I care. I'm not here for aesthetics and making sure. I mean, if it works, it works. That's all I care. There we go. That's pretty slick. So done with the RAM, done with the SD. What is this? Paperwork. We don't need that. Just cleaning my workstation. You know. Done with the CPU. We're moving along. So now we're like getting to like nice place. Let me put this CPU to the side. So I want to show the people here the case, because the case is pretty nice, and you will tell it's like, I got this case and it's the gym case G9. I got it. I looked around about a bunch of SF cases. Okay, I look at so many cases. This is probably like the most controversial like topic to discuss when it comes to like building a PC. Like, what case are you gonna build, and how the hell are you gonna like choose the right size? So let me explain. So the case that I chose is a pretty restrictive case in terms of the things that you can pick to put in there. But the upside is that everything just works really well when you get all those specs together. So what I'm trying to say is, only a very small GPU can go in this case, and that's where we're having this low profile GPU comes in handy. You know, this low profile GPU is what makes things literally possible. For this case at least. There's other cases out there, but I don't have the amount of space that other cases require. Or you could go for a really tall tower, but I don't have, in my technically small environment, like I'm in my closet. In the space that I particularly want to put it is in this nook between my window. Like my window has like this sill, so it's like about, and you'll see. I just got this and I'm literally opening live. What is this fire GPU GP? So it's only like this, the 46. This is the 4060 GeForce like gigabyte low profile. Um, so it only, so I'm unboxing this for the first time. This just literally just came from Ukraine. So the only way to order these cases is through the Discord group. And when I put this I can leave a link. But if you Google gem case, GEM case 9, you're gonna get some like other big YouTubers that are reviewing it. But the way to get it is through the Discord, and the Discord's pretty cool. So this is my first time literally unboxing it. This is like already pretty built out, like crazy. Wow. The material is really beautiful. It's like all shiny, like black casted metal. You can pick the color of the wood. Like I picked this gray. It fits with all my like matte choices for the case. And you can see it has like a bunch of accessories. It has like a front USB-C port and a power button. And you see it has these two vents here. The thing about this case, this is the thing that took me over the next level with this case. If it's restrictive with the GPU, it's because it's small. But what it has the other cases, like you will look at different cases out there, and one of them will be like the Velka 3, right? That's the big thing that everyone's talking about. Well, the thing about this case that the Velka 3 doesn't have is you can put 2 of these fans on the top of the case. Hold on, let me take these out. I'm literally opening this up for the first time live here. So the idea is I have 2 of these and they go on the top of the case, like right here, and they're like able to blow a lot of air into this hole, like it's really small build. So you have like a really nice cooling system that probably will be able to hold like a lot more load. But in this small environment, I'm not gonna get my computer hot, and it's not ever gonna be an issue, even with the most demanding kind of games and stuff like that. So that's what really pushed me over the edge. I thought this design was cool. I thought, they're like an up and coming thing. They have all the specs and all the details really on the Discord, like really detailed, and it made it like really easy to purchase. You just have to wait for a while. I know it's like so tiny. It's like my hand is like this. So if you see the power supply, it's like right on the limit, Like everything is like pretty on the limit. So let me lay this down. This is incredible. Like this is my first time holding this. Clearly, I haven't even looked at it. And if you look at, that's like the GPU. That's why it's like so limited, Like that kind of like starts to add up. I was like, how it's all like lining up. It has plenty of connections. Has like two display ports, 2 HDMI's. So it has pretty much the slot, everything you kind of need for the whole thing to work. So let me start. I gotta do my work. So I'm gonna just start. I gotta be careful with this. So let me put it on the white paper so I don't get them lost in this black case. Alright. This all seems like really solidly built. Like the construction quality is really nice. I'm really happy with the like waiting around for it. I think this once you know once you find the group chat and then you see all like you go into the Discord and you see all the builds everyone shares, it's pretty it encourages one to like go for it and just get the space. So hopefully this will be see comes out really clean. Let's take this nice ribbon out. Let's see all the supplies, what sort of goodies they sent. Oh, they sent a lot, so okay. HTPC screws for M.2. Interesting. HT flex screws for M.2. Mobile riser screws for flex ATX PA power supply. So maybe we need those screws. Oh, let's be careful with this. Sorry, I'm like not conscious of the camera sometimes. So we get this little tab over here, which I'm like, I have no idea what this is. PC feet, I guess if you want to install the feet, if you want to install some feet on it, you can like put it later. And then you get some spare 4-6mm standoffs. I wish I knew all of this, but I have no idea about how these means. But I know that the Flex XTX power supply is going to be needed. As far as like the feet and the screws and all that other stuff, I'm going to put it on the side. And I'm going to figure it out as I go. Okay. We have the GPU, but we're still missing a very crucial part of this whole GPU, which is, the cooler, which is, I guess, the next step. I'm going to install the coolers and put the pastes. So for the cooler, we have also matte black Noctua, kind of going with all the whole matte black kind of theme, just making it real stealthy, real discreet. Hopefully, oh, maybe shouldn't touch it with their hands on the cover, but NPC adventure, new PC, new here. Everyone's welcome to ask questions because we're all learning as we're going, and that's kind of like the fun of it. So, like, I wish I knew which one was the direction, but okay, I don't want to look silly, but I feel like you have to unscrew this first and then screw the top, because you first like had just to put like the black copper on the bottom. This is all just from memory. I could just be looking at a video right now, but I'm kind of just vibing and just going with my instinct, because I've been like kind of obsessed about this for like almost over a month or so. So I guess I think I'm an expert for some reason, but not really. I'm not really an expert. I'm just new here. But the school of YouTube is pretty good. I will give credit to YouTube because the school is pretty good. Okay, so it came off. It's just literally a piece of like metal like this. So I see that there's a screw here, and I see there's a screw here. So I could like technically unscrew those just to have these as plates and just to be able to mount it. If I look at the box here, we'll see there's like something in the bottom of the box of the fan. This is probably the instructions. You see? Let's see. It's important to look at the instructions if they hand you the instructions. Oh, okay, so we got a little hex key. In this accessory pouch, we got a little hex key. A little paste, heat paste. Not to worry if I mess it up, I have more heat paste. An extra cable, because there's always more cables, because they gotta give you more cables for some reason. Tons of screws. Oh, somebody fell. Oh. Tons of screws, which is helpful. And the thing that fell on the floor was this little gold pin or something like that, plate that says Noctua. Isn't that funny? Alright. So the way you go. 1. Remove the stock retention module. So remove the 4 screws from this whole thing. But that, okay, there's 4 screws, I guess. So if we take a close look at here, that would mean not these screws, these ones. So you gotta take these ones out. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna keep reading the out loud the whole installation. Apply thermal paste. If there's residual, okay, you apply the thermal paste on the center. Apply 5 small dots, 4 small dots with 2 millimeter diameter near the corners, plus 1 dot with 3 to 4 millimeter diameter in the center. And there's a big caution on the bottom. It says applying too much thermal paste. Let me read this. It says, caution, applying too much thermal paste will lower heat conductivity and cooling performance. So there is something like too much. So I gotta be conscious of that. I'm gonna keep, let me move the camera so it's more, let me move the case so it's more camera friendly. Okay, I guess this is more camera friendly. Sorry, I'm figuring out as I go. Okay, so now that this thing is coming out, we have the retention off. I guess if we turn this around, let's look at what this thing says here. Where? Fastening the heatsink to the CPU. First, place the heatsink onto the CPU, then turn the motherboard upside down, holding the heatsink in place with your hand, or putting it flat on the table. And from the back side, stick the mounting screws through the threads of the backplate until they reach the threads of the heatsink. Okay, so Noctua is asking me to put these screws, which I'm gonna open. I'm gonna show just a second just to get the sense of length. This kind of screw, it's supposed to go through here. It's supposed to go through, I guess, each of these 4 corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. For it to be held by the heatsink on the other side. My question is, does it matter which one goes first? If I just put the screws in the back and then I put the heatsink on, or do I have to put the heat paste and the heatsink on and then screw it on in. Seems like if I follow the orders, you get different results. So I'm gonna follow steps and go for heatsink mode. So this is the part I can screw up. Great. More things. I'm gonna move some things out of the way to make it closer, more friendly to this other camera. Maybe have a option B to record. So heat paste, you know, just going with the heat paste. If I open this thing, I literally just unscrew this and this thing came off. I hope this is, that I messed up, maybe. Do I just have to push this out and it comes out? I don't know. Like I said, let me see. If I unscrew this like I did before, I can see that there's like a little, oh, okay. The question is, this is a cap or is this, okay. Let me remove the top. Okay, so we got some heat paste, and then I'll move this closer over here, and I'll follow the instructions. Let me they even have a diagram. I can show you the diagram. You see, they even pointed out how they want you to do it. So I'm going with my third one. Now I'm gonna go for the middle. And then my last one. Maybe just give it a little extra for the middle. Okay. It's not the perfect, but I'll get it to camera in just a second. So this is my work of art. That's my work of art. Thank you, Robert Redeemer, along for the ride. That's it. You know, done. Thank you. Not really. Let's keep going. So the heatsink. Here we go. Let's make sure we line up the heatsink with the little dots, and we'll go. And this is the part that I don't want to mess up. All right. This is the suspenseful moment. This is the moment of suspense. This is where you see my concentration peak. Good. Okay. Now I think I need to do this whole screw thing, but I'm having some sort of issue. I think this thing is skiing, so I'm gonna like have to do some clever way of tilting and screwing things from the back without doing too much damage here. Oh man, this is tougher. This is the part that I was dreading the most. Not gonna lie. Not the GPU, not anything. Literally the heatsink. Just because.
Nothing you do with your body or your hands or anything gets us
Like, I feel like I'm putting way too much pressure on this thing. Like, way too much pressure on this thing to even get through the motherboard and all this whole thing. So I'm not really sure this is like the way. I'm stressed. Like, look, if I look at the screw, it's way too long, the screw. That's what confuses me. Well, you know, you're struggling. You see me struggling, but that's fine. You know, that's what we're here for. To do it live and to show that, you know, it's not as easy as everyone makes it look. And it's fine. We just HD plex screws. No, these are all the case screws. Let's see. All right. Let's do the things first. We'll get. Oh. Did I mess up? No. Oh yeah. Shit. I dropped a little screw. Hold on. I'm gonna put the fans back in because they gave me enough height where I can rest the GPU and it won't move if I flip it over. If I don't do that, the GPU is gonna like unstick. So I need the height that I get from this fan in order for me to flip this over so I can be working better on the other side. Alright, so we got this. Oh, here it is. The missing screw. No longer missing. We got it. It's all a process, you know? Just figuring out. Oh, not too much pressure, buddy. Okay. Flip it over. Oh man, see? Fucking it up already. Boom. There we go. Just got it all out. Tried to be the hero. Got some heat paste on my fan too. Great. Hey, can't be an expert here. But don't worry about it. We're still gonna be trying to do our best and trying to improve. That's all we can do. Boom, 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 boom. Is it fine if I just keep going with the heat paste, or do I have to reapply it? I don't think more heat paste is gonna be more helpful. It's gonna be more slippery. So now that we have inverted this, it's just laying down flat in some way. Essentially. Now we get a snack break. Thing is, do we use the ones they gave us? That's another question. They do go in easier. Let's see. We'll see. Maybe the answer was to use the same things that the case already had all along. Maybe that was the way. Because this screw goes in really easily. Like the one that came in the whole thing. So maybe I have to like take this out. Yeah. I mean, let's look at the let's look at the instructions now. So they give a hex key, so they should be hex key screws. That's what they're. That's what the whole thing is saying. It should be hex key screws, not should not. Where are the hex key screws, huh? Because the diagram says you use that little key that I showed in the beginning. Use that key to. Let me just clear the. I'm just clearing out this case, just so I have more clean space here. Okay. See, I got extra thermal paste just in case if I fucked it up, because I kind of like predicted I was gonna fuck it up. But so far, we're not terrible. Okay. So as I open this bag, this same bag that gave us the big screws, I see small screws with hex keys. So maybe those are the ones, huh? Maybe those are the ones all along. Oh, look at my hands. Oh man, what the? Okay, look at that. Now I'm really an engineer. Now I'm really making a mess. Let me go get cleaned up. I can't even eat like this. I'll just give me like 2 minutes. Okay, I'm back. Little snack break. The good thing is you had discovery that we're not fucking it up just yet. We're just a little bit. Just enough to doubt ourselves, but not enough to make us stop. You know, like life. Okay, so let me just take these screws out. Let me separate the 4 screws. They should fit perfectly. Yes, they fit perfectly on the back of each of these, which is perfect. So now we're in the money. So now we just need the hex key, which is this little hex key. And if I align this car correctly, I should be able to just screw this into. Seems like that's the fit. Yeah, I got one correctly tied in. Let me get the other corner. Seems like I got the other corner finally tight. That means that if I go into these other 3 corners, I should be fine. Yep. This already is giving me resistance. I'm already doing a lot of effort to get this in. That means the screw is going in properly to the heatsink. Oh, just be extra careful. Using a bigger torque just for tightening it. Let's get the last one in. Yo, what's up? How's it going? I don't know who's new to the chat, but welcome. I'm here building my first PC ever, and we're just finishing building this, putting the heatsink on. Now I'm tightening the back screws of the heatsink. I'm really looking how much pressure to put on this thing, and I'm trying to do it evenly so it doesn't like, because I know this is putting pressure against this CPU, and I just want to be mindful of how much it goes. But technically, if I flip this over, we should have pretty much, yeah, this is I guess how the motherboard is looking so far. It's pretty nice, right? I had 22 viewers. That's amazing. This is my first time on Twitch. Thanks for letting me know, Morris. I couldn't even believe that. That puts me some pressure, I guess, but don't worry. We're here to make it work. So now that we have the fan build, the Noctua, as you can see, let me show you. Like, can I get the camera to show? Let me see. The screw points where this is going is that silver thing. That's where we went in that support, and I had to make sure that the pressure was even throughout the whole thing. Now that we're done with the whole thing, let me look at my notes. So after the cooler fan, I said case, but I don't know, like going from this. Okay, let me first start. I'm assuming that the fan goods are going in here. So I'm assuming these pins, let me show camera. These 4 pins right here is for these. So I'm gonna do that. I just have to do some nice cable management because I don't want it to be too noticeable, this whole cabling system here. What I also could do is I could like unscrew this. Hold on, just for cable management, because I'm a perfectionist. I could flip this to the next side and just let it have one more extra spin, rotation. Let's see if it works. If that would clean it up. But easily, I mean, this is just a small test. So if I go like this, and I lay it down. Would the cable be long enough? No, see, I don't think the cable is long enough to go in that direction. So I do think that's the best you're gonna get on this direction with the cable like here, and then just going in like this. Hold on, give me a second. It's like a rave. All right. No, I think the way I was doing it was the right way. So let's get back to that tightening. So after tightening the fan back in, plugging in the fan, we updated the BIOS. Now it's just time to like start putting, I guess, in the case. And then building the case out, and then putting the GPU on it, and then this whole like, hopefully, then we start the BIOS, and then it's Windows, and oh my god, I just keep getting more and more things on the way. But if you're here for it, you're welcome. Welcome to the journey. Glad you're here. Glad we can share this. All right. So plugged it in. We got fan working. We got fan plugged. Cool. Hopefully this cable management is not too bad for the viewers. It's not my favorite, but hey, you gotta just learn to adapt. Next up, case. Let's go back to the case. So we got as much as we could from the GPU. We got cooler. Oh, this is not tight, so let me just tighten this before this flies away. There we go. Nope, see, it's not tight. There we go. All right. I'm gonna put this on the side, and then I'm gonna keep moving on to the case building aspect of it. So as we have here, we have the gem case C9, and if I open this, it's pretty well built already. It has all the placements where you would just put your CP, your motherboard, and then it has all the places where you would put your power supply and your GPU, which kind of lines up perfectly with the size of, just with the size of these. Like we'll figure it out later, but all I'm trying to say is it definitely is the perfect measure size for this. Now it has a foam here, so I'm assuming that you have to like, is the foam like meant to be there, or is the foam not supposed to? Let's just go try and see what happens. So this is one of those builds that, from what I understand, it has to be like, now I'm already putting the power supply thing here because I think it's like gonna be easier for me. I don't know if that's smart or not, but I'm just pressing the cables first in here, being careful of the other cables, and trying to line, and just doing my best to line up the holes, and just like trying to slide this in. Maybe Maybe I just need to like unscrew this thing. Hold on. I'm realizing this bracket over here is getting in the way. So I'm just taking the small screw here out. And I'm taking this other small screw here out. After taking this other small screw out, this should slide out pretty easily. I think. Maybe. Hopefully. Not really. I'm still pushing. I still like doing a lot of pressure movements that I try to avoid on these motherboards, but I guess there's a part of it where you just have to go for it and just think that you're doing the right thing. There we go. Okay. It all fit. And now let's see if we can line this up. Okay, so that seems like the lineup of the screws in the machine pretty neatly. Let's take this other screw out. So what I see is that these bottom screws are part of the plate. The bottom screws are over here. These are all these screws that I'm taking out of the case. They all are like the same size. They're small, so just be mindful of them. And I'm very mindful of this thing, but I definitely need to take this out right now because I need to take this whole like metal plate out. So I should have done this before, but the motive of this thing, we're here, we're first, we're learning, figuring it out. If anyone has questions, I'm done to look up and try my best to answer them. But see, the whole bottom plate just comes out like that, which is pretty handy. Now I can work. I can get my hands more on the tools. Same thing goes with this one over here. If I'm taking this bottom one out, this screw seems like a bit different. Yeah, everything is lining up really nicely, so I'm just gonna go ahead and look up for the screws that came with this thing. So this is the power supply, which is for later. PC feet screws, we don't need that, not yet. HT PC feet plus screws, so I guess there's more feet, so we don't need that yet. Spare 4 6mm 4.M.2, so this is for M.2, which is not really what we're looking for. And then they have the HD Plex screws. I think HD Plex is for more of the work. The only kind of leftover screws came from the other section, which are like these big ones, which I don't think these are the ones for the motherboard. Let me look at the motherboard accessories. 1, 2 cables, more cables, just a bunch of cables. And like an extra module that I'm not really like gonna use right now. The riser screws. Is that the thing? No. It's not the screws. HD Plex. If anyone have any advice on what screws is the ones that go here, I'm all ears, but could it be just these screws? Let's try. I feel like they're too big and they're gonna be like crushing. So I'm like, that's not the one. So those big silver ones are not the ones. Let's keep looking. HTPC feet plus screws. I feel like that would mean that's in the bottom, because that means feet. But what is HT then? Because there's PC feet and then there's HTPC feet. So I don't know. Forget about that paste over there. Give me a second while I look. While I think. Oh. Okay. With this specific thing, I'm not gonna assume that this cable goes in here because they have the same shape. And this one that needs like all these little power things. Seems like it's all like together in one 4 line. And I'm not sure if it's like, I'll figure it out. I think it has something to do with these ports right here to turn on and off. But I have no idea because I don't know things where are things in the motherboard. What I do know is that at some point I need to put this on and I need to put a GPU on. So we need to put like some, this is the PC riser. Very nice PC riser. Should be able to do the trick. It has like this nice ability where all the cables can flex really nicely and keep their shape. And like, I don't know, the aesthetic. So I just opened this little latch over here and definitely trying to go below this metal frame over here. But maybe if I just like I'm just finding it particularly difficult to get the angle right, just because there's like very minimal space. But there we go. There we go. It's locked in. It's very sleek, very small, but it wraps around really nicely. And it goes through the bottom of the case. And I need to screw this down. I want to show everyone in camera this whole thing, but I need to find a way to screw this down. Let me start by finding the right screws. Hold on, let me not lose any screws. So, gotta find the right screws for a couple things. Screw the motherboard into the actual case, which in my opinion should come with the case screws. So hopefully I just missed one of these. Spare. No, we don't need spare. We don't need that. This little bracket is for later. This comes for like the fans. So while I remember it, I'm just gonna separate this because I want to make sure have that properly stored. Couple spare M2, which is not what we're looking for. Cables. More cables. Feet. I'm gonna say I'm gonna make an educated guess, just an educated guess, and say that the screws that go into the PC, we'll try it. We'll try a couple ones. I doubt it's this one. It's too long. See, this is, I think this came with the case just in case you wanted to have like a bigger fan, and you wanted to have the bigger fan still be with the heatsink. Which makes me worried about where the last screw is, but we'll try with the PC feet and screws, or with the flex. No, that's the power supply unit. I think the ones are like the silver ones. That's my best guess. The only issue that I have is it seems like around all those screws there's like actual like metal, like a little bit of contact. So what kind of games do I play more? This is a good question. So one of the reasons I started with this PC, and this is a great topic of conversation, is because I wanted to like go on a full Pokemon Emerald Nuzlocke adventure and go for the full Ironman. And for me to do that, I need to have the Ironman tracker. Hold on. Just trying this out. This is not the screw. I need to have the full Ironman tracker. And to have the Ironman tracker, I need to have a PC, because it wouldn't work with the Mac. And once I realized that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go for a full ROM PC, or do I want to go for a gaming PC? And I was like, I've been a console guy my whole life. I grew up with the PlayStation consoles. PS1, when the PS1 came out. Not when it came out, but I remember my dad getting a PS1, and we play FIFA. So we definitely, Vince is the genesis of the games. Interested in the gaming world. Hold on, is this it? No, this is too small. So this screw, on the other hand, is too small. This is too small. Okay, so this is Flex ATX power supply unit screws. It has only 3, and we need 4 screws. So we're still looking for 4 screws that we can use. This is a good pickle. I didn't miss anything in the box. No. The box just has everything. So I'm streaming now on my Mac, but it's not really meant for streaming, and it's not really gonna be able to hold gaming. I'm using this as a temporary setup so that this can be the streaming PC. This can be fully built. That's like a laptop. with the, it has a good chip and it's solid to do all the work except gaming. Except gaming. Gaming is just like not possible with a computer. It's just the fan starts running really hot. You pretty much are like lowering your computer's life every time you game, which is not ideal. You want to have a computer that can like handle gaming without feeling like it's just breathing every fresh air every time you die and like you have to reset. Sorry, I'm eating. I'm gonna get some sugar in me because I don't know what to do with this whole like mounting the motherboard. I'm struggling with this part because I don't think I have the right screws, which is a bit worrying. Like the silver ones are supposed to be fine. I keep dropping them on the other side. Hold on. There we go. So, okay, maybe these four screws. Maybe that's the solution. Maybe. But if you are, it just seems like they would need to be shorter. But the thickness seems like the proper thickness, so let me just see if there's something similar like it. So the Flex ITX PSU has similar size, thickness, but something in me tells me that that's for the power supply unit and not for the motherboard. So I'm still looking around, seeing if I find the screws, but I don't think I missed anything since I started, so I'm trying to like go through all my like step by steps, seeing if I miss anything. But what games do you play? What are you like? What's your first build? What was your first experience building a PC? And were you like as afraid as I am and as incompetent as this? Or tell me. I'm curious. What can I learn from you guys' experience? Let me try this Flex. Yeah, I mean, that's the perfect screw, honestly. Let's try the silver again. The Flex ITX power supply screw was probably the right size. So let's see if I can get away with using one of those for, oh shit. I got a screw stuck in a weird spot. There we go. It's just really like, you gotta have like delicate hands here, and then be careful with all the electronics. Okay, so we got the screw out. Let's flip now over to the let's go here, and we'll drop this in there. I'm struggling with this back plate a little bit. It's just my screwdriver is a bit too thick. That's kind of nasty. Sorry. Hold on. I don't know what happened, but I hope that's working. I hope the screw is doing its thing. Let's try this less. This one over here. Let's take this fan cable out. It's just getting in the way of the screw. Oh, just feeling like I got very slippery hands over here. Sorry, I'm not even in camera, but my hands are just all over the place. This is the nitty gritty where I'm trying to get past this. There we go. It's not working, huh? Why is it not working? Is it too large? Let's keep going with the other screws then. We'll figure out the power supply situation in a minute. After the, I'd rather have the motherboard tight than the power supply unit at this point. And we don't want to make this a sleeper. Let's go. One last try with the silver screw. Nope, not gonna work. Too large. Gotta go with this one. Alright. Whatever this screw is, this is the screw to go. Now I just gotta get rid of the silver one. And the thing is, there's technically 4 screws, so I'm technically missing one to be able to have it fully secure here. But we'll just do the best we can with the tools that we have. There we go. That doesn't seem like it's right. Alright. I think there it is. There we go. That seems tight. Yeah, that doesn't seem like it's gonna move anywhere. Even though we're missing one screw. Maybe if I'll try the silver one just for this one. Or let's try this long one that we have left over from this other thing. Because, yeah, I mean, this is the right size, the funny thing. too long. It's just too long. I did get a Dremel, so the motherboard packaging. Let me see. So the motherboard packaging. It really just came with a. No, no, definitely not. I mean, but I have faith that the power supply unit might just have its own solution. The power supply unit has its own like things, so maybe that will like sort itself out. We'll see. Either way, I got a Dremel, so it should be in the mail tomorrow. I just realized that I needed like to cut some parts out of the monitor backplate, the VESA monitor backplate, because the VESA monitor backplate, that's one of those monitors, was covering the HDMI port, so I just have to chop that out with some Dremel action handsaw bits. Okay, we're screwed. We're good. So let me put this fan cable back in here, and then we're gonna be able to flip this over, go to the GPU side, start working on that. I yet to figure out where this cable goes, and then we'll work on the power supply as well. So let's flip this. Look at that beauty, or quasi beauty. Yeah. Look at that. I hope that's the way it's supposed to be. Now we're going on this side. Let's see what we got. Okay. So the back plate has this 4 little screws, like the rest of the whole thing. It's almost like we have to unscrew the whole case and then re-screw it all again. It's a whole process, but I'm kind of at peace with it at this point. This is my commitment, and then I know once I do this, it's gonna be perfect and it's gonna fit all I need. So let's take this off. From what I understand, let's take. I think we need to like take this plate, take this back plate out. Correct me if I'm wrong. I tried the motherboard packaging. I tried to look for it, couldn't find it. If I find it when I'm cleaning up, if I find it, I'll fix it. But I'm not to keep the moving on. I think the power supply tight is probably less of a deal to me. The power supply is probably less of a deal to me than like the motherboard. So now that it's just like somewhat secure, let's take this back screws off. Beautiful. So this we don't need. This we want. See? Very different. It's literally the same. Now if I know. So let me put this down. What I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to like, I don't know how do these work. I don't know if you have to like put some pressure in this thing or it's just like it comes out, or seems like you slide it in. And then there's a cap here. I really wish I knew a little bit more about this. Okay, there's a little screw here, hold on. Okay, so this screw come off. Does that mean something is movable? I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. I'm just trying to figure out how this plate should go fitting. But so the idea, so just to get a sense of the idea is to you have power supply unit, plugged in, motherboard, like if my measurements are correct, that's how it should be, ideally. Well, that's what it should look like once it's all screwed in there and everything. But there's a couple things in the way before we get there. Mainly the fact that I feel like this plate is in the wrong place. Hold on. Yep. So just taking these screws off on the side of the camera. I wish you could zoom in on this thing. Oh, I think this is IO cover. It has to go in before. The IO cover has to go in before you put the motherboard in. Like I messed up. Hold on. Let me see. Let me take this off. Hold on. I'm taking all of it off. All the plates. Just leaving it a bracket. I mean, you can tell that at the end of this it's going to be really worth it, but I guess it's just the process of it is just a lot harder than I anticipated. But that's just with everything, I guess. You just have to, I'm just throwing myself in the wind and just saying, okay, oh, I'm going to figure it out. I guess I can do it. There's everyone on YouTube, so you can do it. Okay. So you're saying okay, so from what I'm seeing here, I see. I see, I see. Definitely not the power supply cave. The power supply definitely not the right ones. That's for sure. We've learned that now. Because it made everything else come out. Hold on. I need some multi-tool. I feel like I messed up. That's fine, you know. I'm just another mess up. Definitely not. This is definitely not the right way to do it. So let me just find the screws. I have so many screws around here. It's crazy. It's like someone should just look at this and take a picture and just be like madness. Alright. Let's take this last screw out. Okay, so I'm breaking this whole up. Oh, sorry. Was this included? Was this, wait, sorry. The IO cover, oh. Let me see, hold on. Sorry, I just haven't been checking, I haven't been checking the chat. My bad. I've been bad at the chat, sorry. I just got really in my space. Hold on. Let's take this all out. So that's the alineation. Let's take this whole thing out. Hold on. All these cables now are like really nicely set in there, so I'm making more of a mess now. It's like you should do things, if you want to do these things, you should do it. If you do this thing, you should do it once and do it right, not do it twice like me and mess up. But let's take this. We'll take this cable out. We'll take the ricer cable out just because I'm worried that I'm gonna mishandle it. There we go. Then we're gonna get this other one out. There we go. And now it's just left with the power. So you're saying it here. You're saying here there should be like all the cables or something. You're saying I should remove this. Let's see. Alright. I'll open that. I'm curious as well. If I can... Yeah, definitely if you have OCD, my desk would not be your happy place. Let's open this. I'm curious as well. Okay, so this is what the screw looks like in the heatsink. They're long. So this is where the motherboard goes technically. Like the M.2 is like storage goes, not the motherboard, the storage. So we can look at it like there's supposed to be 2 additional slots where we can put more storage in there. Could there be the screws for the motherboard? Maybe. I thought it would be in the case. For me, it's like this kind of stuff was more on the case than like on the manufacturer of the motherboard. Like the case should give you the screws, right? Alright. Taking a heatsink off. So I see 2 screws here. This is for the M.2. This is where the other ones go. I don't see any like loose screws or anything like that. So I'm just gonna put this back in place. But I appreciate the suggestion. I tried. I don't see any more screws like available. So I'm just gonna put this back in because I already put the first. I already put the first M.2 on the back, and I think that's all I got so far. When I upgrade or when I like decide to upgrade, at least it's like easier access to have it on the front here with all the cooler and stuff like that. Yeah. So I'm just building this back up. Just doing a little bit of a mess. Just enough to make it my own. But if you're enjoying this, let me know. I'm trying to do more of this kind of work and content. But let's see. Hold on. So let me look at this case. The case where it came. Yeah. I don't know. I opened it live with everyone to watch, so I'm sure I missed something critical there that I shouldn't have. But maybe. I'm just realizing the kind of work I need to do in order for me to fix it. But it could take a lot longer, so if you're here, like, I appreciate it. If you're not, I totally understand it. It's not the pace I want it to be at, but it is the pace we are, and that's fine. Okay. Spare 6mm M2 riser. Okay, I think I'm gonna go back into these little screws that I have here and like try to see HD Plex. Maybe it's the HD Plex screws. Maybe it has to do with a spare mobile motherboard. Oh, there you go. I think I found it. I think I found it. I think I found it. So there we go. It's motherboard plus riser screws. Mobo motherboard. I'm silly. Finally. Finally. Finally back at it. Okay, so now I have to fix my issues, which is I put the wrong screws in there and I messed up everything. Which is double the work right now, but at least we have the right screws in our attention. So I'm gonna get tweezers so I can hold the riser, which I kind of like messed up. So I got this. So hopefully this will help. Okay, seems to help. All right. So we have one screw out, two screws out. One riser's fixed, the other one is not. All right. Let's flip this over to this side. See, we have the riser here that we lost. We'll have to screw that back in. But now, let's hold this other. Now we're gonna go here and do the same thing with this screw. There we go. So I think that's what finally probably fixed this. Flipped it to the flat head. See, this came off, which is what we wanted to see. And this is gonna come off really easily. Boom, flex PSU, power supply, done. Okay, so now that we're back in the beginning, now we gotta install the risers and install these things into the board, because I messed up. So motherboard is out again, and as you can see, I need to put the risers here. So I'm gonna look at what kind of screw they had on the back, trying to match it with the right screw, which is this one, and just go for this over here, screw that in, boom, booyah. That's one. I'm gonna do this same. I'm gonna need a wrench for like tightening it. That's good. And then we're just missing that last one. I think this is this. From size wise, it's similar, it's not the same. I think still looking for that one with the riser. I think this will do. Yes. So that fits perfectly in there. Let's just put this in here. Fits. Yep. So now we're just gonna tighten it with the wrench. Cool. Alright, so now we have the risers. Now we're back in game. Now we're back in game mode. I'm curious about this. I'm still curious about this. Is this the way to go? Is this how it's supposed to be going? I'd be pretty impressed if this is the way it's supposed to go. I think I'm scratching the metal, doing it like this. Maybe it's because it's just too tight here. No, that's just the back plate here. But maybe we have to take this out as well. Boom. See, no, it's not really that way. I already scratched it. Well, it's mine, so whatever. But see what I mean? So I think it's like this. But I could be wrong, all I know. Could also be just like this. But to me, it makes more sense to have it displaying the way they were meant to. Could it be from the inside? Oh, could be from the inside. Maybe I just was thinking the wrong way. You have to flip it upside down, turn it around, think about the other options available. Boom. I guess that would be it. Something like that. Let's put this screw back in. How do I know which screw goes where? I don't know. That's a good question I have myself. I'm going with this seems like it's long enough for what I need kind of situation. And based off that, that's where I'm basing my results. But it seems like it's like, oh, maybe I just put it in the wrong place, huh? I think I did. I think this is the power supply place. Could it be the other way around? Hold on. So, motherboard. Doesn't make sense to have the power supply like above it, right? Like that. Just a question. Let me look at. So, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back here to my OBS, and then what's up? So while I'm looking at this, no, I think good night, Moritz. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all your comments. I appreciate it. The good thing is we found it, so I'm gonna keep going for this, and I'm gonna keep building it. The good thing now is we can keep looking at the other options, and if I look at the Discord, let me open the Discord. I should have done this a while ago. If I open to the Gem Cases Discord, Most of the builds that I see has the power supply on the bottom and the GPU on the top. So has like they're like this. Hold on. I think it goes like this, right? No. I don't. Oh man. So. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong way. So, silly me, because this is the case. When I see pictures, I see people have the power supply like this, and here, and they have the motherboard like this, which is pretty slick considering everything, you know, considering it goes from here and I guess it has to get tightened down here. Cool. While we do this, I have to find a way. Okay. Cool. We're back at it. I'm gonna keep going at this and keep building this up. And so far, you know, we've done pretty well. We've successfully built the motherboard and all the fans and all the GPU. But we've reached a crux, which is the actual building of the case. So now that we have this all here, I'm finally at a place where I can finally screw in the motherboard, because I have the screws. These are the motherboard screws. So let's go with our handy dandy screwdriver here. We'll find our first. We'll find the second one. There we go. short. This is too short. Let's see. Maybe this is longer. Okay, it's finally in. Good. We're finally having had some progress. Okay, screwing in the motherboard. Okay, so this is not it. Why is this not it? Let's go over this third one over here. Cool. And then the last one. And then that's it. We finally secured the motherboard to the case. Cool. That feels amazing. Oh my god, that's such a progress. That feels so good to have it on the motherboard already like that. Okay, next steps. After all the mess that I did, oof, this is so much progress. So we're gonna put this cable in, back in. This is for the USB multi-function that comes in. Cool. Now we're gonna put the riser back in. And we open up the lock. Put the first side in, put the second side in. The lock comes down naturally. So I'm assuming this is the part where it goes like this. And you gotta be very careful about pulling too much. And bending it too hard. And then the thing is, from what I understand, is that it has to go like this. So you're almost like going behind everything. To put the riser in there. I don't think it's like this, because I don't think, you know, the makers of this case would have you so that, you know, you have to technically go like this. really seems like the only way. So with that in mind, let's keep going. We'll go with these riser screws. So I'm a little afraid of pushing too hard on this, but I feel like I have to. I feel like if I don't do it, it's not gonna work. Okay, seems like it's holding there, so I think we're fine. Oh man. So this riser needs to move slightly to one side to match where the screw point for this is. And like the case has the option, but I didn't know that prior to. So let's see. Maybe, see this thing? Maybe we can get them to, they're like a little further apart. There we go. Maybe that was enough. Maybe that's enough. Hold on. I don't want to miss the screws. They're tricky. Oh man, it just doesn't want to go in there. What about this? Yeah, this definitely wants to go in there. Let's try a different screw. There we go. It's not aligned, so it's giving me a little bit of difficulty. There we go. I think that probably made it easier. Maybe that's gonna do the difference. Question is, does this even go in? Okay, it does. Let me get an extra one of these, some spare ones. Let's use a spare. So I don't know what's up with this. Um, like that should be. There we go. So that's too long. This is too short. Too short. Maybe if I go back to the other side and I look up. Maybe I switch one of these long ones. One of the short ones. Okay, I think this gives me one free screw. I think that screw was just no good. But this screw should be good. And then there we go. Boom. We got ricer cable installed. Now I'm just tightening it up. Now goes power supply unit.